It's actually very good.
Yeah.
You couldn't do this on his own.
Yeah. I need something in my wardrobe. When I've lost my
Oh my
makeup.
god, girl.
What?
Just dropping your drink.
Sorry.
I've decided to get back to painting after almost 10 years. It all just happened like very naturally. Allow myself time to self-reflect and, to just like exist and not be thriving or working or juggling multiple stuff at the same time. That's usually when I find myself drawn to the things that I'm really excited about. There's also this huge need of escaping life in a way. Life as we live now, it's quite draining in terms of you have so much things to see and to know, and there's so much going on. It feels like the world, it's on fire, like literally, and things are just like happening in such fast-paced rhythm. I just needed like to cool down for a bit, I was living in a big city back in Brazil, and I was in this sort of like rushed and busy lifestyle, like always doing something, never really having time to just sit down and reflect for a bit. And when I finally did sit down and reflected on my life, I realized that being a creative person was a huge part of it. Being able to create stuff, in whatever medium. Like, ever since I was a teenager, I always wanted to create. So I started sketching and painting, and then I drifted towards music and then writing. And, I was always doing something, even when I couldn't really dedicate as much time to it as I'd like to. In the back of my mind, there was always some sort of creative project going on. A huge part of being creative, it's having time to just not do anything. And it's having time to reflect and to observe life. And painting and art in general has helped me pay attention. I think that's one of the reasons why I got back. And the fact that it's some sort of like mechanical, physical skill, like you're actually doing something, and you get something, you get a product by the end of it, like whether it's a portrait or painting or whatever it is, you get something like a physical evidence of your work right there in front of you. For a couple of years, I was writing songs, but I couldn't really produce the songs. So I felt like everything I did was unfinished, like every song, every lyric, every melody that would come to my head. I just have it like recorded on my phone, but I couldn't really see the final cut of it. I couldn't really just like produce it and build it in a way, at least not yet, build it in a way that I could visualize, that I could listen in my own head. But painting, sketching and stuff, it's easier to grasp, it's easier to do it, because you don't really need anyone. You don't really need collaboration in this sort of medium, in this sort of art. You just need yourself and your own skills. That's when the struggles come in, because you you're limited in your skill. Like when you're a beginner, like I am now, there's so much that I don't know how to do. There's a path and a need to figure it out that it's surpassing my limitations. I want to be good at it much more than I'm frustrated about my lack of skills. So around April, I got some painting supplies. I got a gouache set and some brushes, and I was just trying to do some portraits and paintings, pretty much just like with attempt and failure most of the time. No skill whatsoever, just observation and general knowledge of painting. Really just trying to reproduce what I was seeing. And there's also this interesting thing that happened, because when I started painting, I didn't really know what I was doing. I thought, oh, okay, I'm just going to reproduce pictures and try to learn from the masters, and reproduce paintings and try to just level up on my technique. But there's the aspect of self-expression. It's starting to come in now. Like I'm starting to get my own unique images like in my head, and I'm starting to get like these ideas for paintings that I never had before. So it's always interesting how whenever you start building a new creative set, a new creative skill, whether it's composing or writing or playing an instrument or painting, there's like this natural path that starts to unwind. Like it's like when you walk in a forest and you can't really see a trail, but the further you go deep into it, the more the path becomes clear. The more you start to see where you're going with it. You're always able to try something new, but in order to try something new, you need to first be really bad at it. But if you go through that, you will eventually get to a better place. And most of the artistic pursuits are about not giving up, but adjusting, as you go. Being able to identify where you can improve, where you're already doing good, and just sort of like, okay, adjust your path, adjust your focus.
Look at her eyelashes. I need to create content, Claire. Because I'm a YouTuber.